Hello there. Happy 4th of July. This is the second time I'm doing the element of air. I guess it's the weather again. We got cut off. I was in the middle of doing a reading for you, but I'll briefly go over the astrology and then get back into the reading of the cards. Um, so we have Jupiter, the planet of expansion, um, abundance in working for others, the work that we do for ourselves, the work that we do when we go to a job, the work that we uh, do for others out of the good of our heart. Uh, Also, abundance with friends, with families, the people we're with, the friends that we make, the lovers that we have, the partners that we have, abundance, not just in money, but abundance as in the company we keep as well, and the abundance that comes into our lives that make us happy when we are with others, when we are making money, when we are successful, and abundance comes to us when we are doing the good of others for the good of self, for the good of the unit, the whole world, your whole environment. Right. Cancer is also a water sign, a sister sign of mine. Cancer correspondence is the moon. Cancer is a water sign, and we're in Cancer season now, also represented by the crowd. We have a full moon coming in on July 10th in Capricorn, um, and that's also the correspondence of Saturn. We also have Venus coming in as well. Venus doesn't just have to do with love and relationships, and falling in love, and all of that. That's part of it, but really, that's more like the seventh house, which is the house of partnerships. Um, which is more detailed. Venus also has to do with finances, the home, um, the home environment, the relationships, the friendships that we keep as well, how we finance our bank accounts, how we spend money, how we take care of our money, how we save money, how we receive finances and have respect for finances, and how when Venus is going forward and not in retrograde, like Jupiter, Venus also brings us that abundance like Jupiter. So we have two planets that are in our system now for all four elements that are helping us bring abundance to us with finances and bringing us more opportunities to make money, to receive money, whether we receive money from a job or an inheritance, a gift, a present, um, a wedding present, whatever that may be. That's what's in the air at this moment with Jupiter and Venus. We also have Neptune going into Aries. Neptune is the illusions, the dreams, the lucid dreaming, the occult, uh, illusion with, you know, seeing ghosts and also being in, invested in having psychic abilities, intuitive empath abilities. In addition to, Pisces is also the 12th house, which rules secrets, hidden secrets. So, with that said, we have Neptune with the rolling waves and oceans and streams rolling into Aries. Aries is a fire sign, the first um, astrological sign in the zodiac, in the 12 houses. Aries starts off the season. Um, and so Aries right now is in the mix with Neptune. Neptune is going into Aries. Aries is the warrior, fast going, fast moving. Um, Also, someone who wants things done the other day, yesterday, a natural born leader and likes things done appropriately, just like Saturn does. Saturn likes to have everything done appropriately with, doing things right, following the rules, making sure that we're we're doing everything we're supposed to do. We're following our schedules. We're going to work. We're doing good by others as others would do unto us. We're making sure that we're working with our families, we're working with our neighbors appropriately. We're going by all the rules that wants us to do, because Saturn is considered actually the police officer of the zodiac, of the planetary system, the correspondence with Capricorn as well. And July 10th, we have a Capricorn full moon, and we have it coming up on that day in the afternoon between 4:30 and 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and 3:30 and 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Normally, if we've manifested anything or if we've set affirmations up through writing in our journals, through lucid dreaming, through dream time, talking to our spirit guides, whether we're clair or not, a clairaudient, clairsentient, clairsentient, uh, and we're setting those affirmations and those manifestations out from the new moon until the full moon. We'll start to see them now. Most of us are already seeing that if we have a lot of intuition and we're very empathic. We can feel things right away. Also, normally the average person will start feeling this a couple days before the full moon, and then usually a few days after the full moon, whatever is going to be accumulating within that time will usually happen around the full moon, or start a little beforehand and a bit afterwards, or on the day of the full moon. I want everybody to be aware that we also have with Venus in our sign and Jupiter, both abundance and a lot of opportunities there. That if we have someone that's offering us a new job, try to be open-minded about it. You might level up. You might get a better job. You might get a better salary, right? So if there's something wrong with that, that's fantastic. You might be able to have a neighbor come by and say, "Hey, um, I'm not feeling good today, and could you do me a favor? I'll put some gas in the John Deere tractor, and I'll give you $50 if you mow, half my acre." And we say, "Yeah, I mean, I'll take it." Obviously to help not just for the abundance, but to also for the abundance of helping a neighbor help you make more money, but kind of like a wraparound. You know, I we do to others as others would do for us, and vice versa. So that kind of abundance is going on. I'd like everybody to have an open mind with that, because that is so important. And it doesn't hurt to help others, whether they're giving you something or not. Sometimes things are best done in abundance when you're doing something just for the good of your heart, for the good of your soul, and for the good of others, to help them, because you're getting the abundance of feeling good about doing something to help others, because it's in the nature of being good to help the better good, to have everybody around us be one community and get along. So, with that said, we're going to get on to the reading. I'm going to shuffle your cards here. Okay. I've already shuffled your cards when the electric went out here, when the internet went out here for a little bit. And I'm going to shuffle it again. Okay. One more time. And I am working with today I said it before, but just in case, the Witch's Tarot. It's got a lot of great colors, a lot of details. I love it. It happens to be the world. I love this. And it depicts air. It depicts, pentacles, air, and fire, water. It depicts all that and shows the elements within each of the cards. And I like that because it gives a sense of what we're dealing with and what zodiac signs we're dealing with and what elements we're dealing with as well, and correspondences at the same time. Okay, the first card you have, again, is the card of the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is not what you think. Okay, the Three of Swords is our mind, our identity, our ego, our self, how we see society, how we're a part of society, how we are connected with ourselves, how we are connected with others, and how we are connected with ego and identity and our mind, with ourselves and our own world as well as with other people. So a lot of people have a bad idea about what this card really means. This card does have a meaning of, you know, betrayal, delays, waits, and many things that are out there that we're waiting for. But this also has three things in mind because swords represent, okay, the mind, the ego, and identity, and our hearts. Okay, just explain that to you. So, with this personal betrayal and this loss and delay, it is more of a card. And also, we also have, I love this because we have air right there. We have a pixie up there flying in the air over our mind, our identity, and our ego going through our hearts. But what that is saying to me is that not necessarily that we're hurt by somebody else, although that is possible that we've been hurt by someone else through betrayal, a drama, drama, like, ugh, keep me away. But it could be also delay, loss, okay, personal betrayal. When I say personal betrayal, I'm saying you using thinking too much in your mind, thinking too much in your ego, and being in your own identity and taking all these things and making decisions and using drama and tears, okay, and sadness and conflict to hurt yourself and your own heart, not just others. Because sometimes we use the things that were going on in our mind, just like when we stay up all night and we're upset and we're stressed out, we sometimes we don't make good decisions. So it's always good to talk to other people or to keep a journal. Yeah, keep a journal. Our own minds, our own identity. Sometimes we question ourselves. We're staying up all night, question our mind. What are we thinking? What's going on? How do I feel? Our sadness, our our identity, our ego sometimes gets in the way. And sometimes all these things that we have within swords that have to do with the things that we deal with in society, how we connect with ourselves, and how we connect with others. Sometimes the way we think when we're staying up all night and thinking about this, or we're too much in our mind, we're too much in our ego, we're too much about us, our own identity, and me. Sometimes the decisions that we make, and this is also depicting, by the way, two pixies and four flowers, representing the four elements and the two pixies flying around in the air element, in the element of the mind, the identity, the ego within ourselves. Okay? Conflict within ourselves, how we connect with ourselves, how we connect with others, how we connect with society, how society connects with us. So sometimes when we're too much in our mind, too much in our ego, and too much in our identity, sometimes we self-inflict those delays, the drama, the betrayal, and the loss, and some of the conflict that we make decisions, unfortunately, that may not be so good, that may backfire and hurt us ourselves. So I want you to be careful of that, air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, that we're making decisions that we don't live in our ego, live in our identity. It's all about me. I'm the rich person. I'm the this person. I'm the that person. I'm the ego person. Me. My shit doesn't stink. Blah, blah, blah. I'm the smartest one. Nah, nah, nah. I know better. I know better than everybody. And then when you make these decisions, and there's delay, there's laws, there's too much drama, there's too much staying up all night thinking about all these things and these decisions that need to be made. That sometimes the way you connect with others and the way you connect with yourself, the way people see you in society, like the first house in the zone, and the first house when you're doing an astrological chart, your first house is how, and that's also considered your ascendant sign. The first house is always considered the way we see ourselves or the way society sees us in the world and how we connect with society. Okay. So let's be careful that we're not giving ourselves self-betrayal because of our ego, because of the way we handle our identity, or because of the way we use our mind. Let's have some humility. As a matter of fact, let's do this and let's ponder on this. Let's have some ontological humility. And instead of thinking of self, let's think of others and how others would think of us if we reacted in a certain way, and how we would act, how we would think of others if they acted the way this card represents. I'm in my ego, I'm in myself, I'm in my mind. It's all about me and the decisions you made, because you're all about yourself and all about the drama and all about what how you think in your mind, how you see your ego and see your I'm sorry, your ego, and how you represent your identity to the world, connecting with others, connecting with self, connecting with society, is how society sees you. You don't want to be this way. Step out and have people go out and see people and how they see you. And let's have some humility and go, okay, I wouldn't want to be treated that way, so I don't think I should be treating others that way. I wouldn't want other people to think about me that way, so I wouldn't want others to treat me that way. I wouldn't want this betrayal on me. I wouldn't want this loss on me. I wouldn't want this broken heart on me. I wouldn't want me to make a decision because I'm all in my head and my identity and my ego to backfire and hurt other people, because they're not only am I hurting myself, I'm hurting other people. So let's think about that air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Okay. Okay. I want you to think about that. We don't want that drama. I just want you to be cognizant of that this summer and just for the next week or so. Because there might be some things that come up that might have you thinking about, you're in your mind too much, you're in your ego, you're in, your identity too much, you're in your ego too much, and you can hurt other people's hearts and you can hurt yourself most of all. And I don't want that. Okay. You need to heal and not let anybody hurt you, or not have no conflict, have no loss, have no personal betrayal, but hurting yourself by making bad decisions because you're into yourself, and instead of retrospect of how others think, you know, let's work on that. But otherwise, I see this as something that's temporary on a few things going on in your life. You might be, you could be mad at somebody and say, okay, all right, this is going to hurt me. I don't want this to hurt who I am, and I don't want this to blow my job, my ego, my reputation. So let's just think about that and say, we don't want a broken heart. We don't want self betrayal. We don't want to break others' hearts. We don't want to betray anybody else. We don't want delays, and we don't want losses for ourselves, and we don't want delays and losses for other people. So let's get out of our mind, out of our identity, and out of our ego. Let's come down and ground ourselves a bit and have some humility and think about others and how they would feel, how they think as well as how you think and how you feel, and see and make sure that we're matching so that we don't have any of this going on. I think this is a temporary thing, but I just want to forewarn you because um, when something's major like this, sometimes it's hard to say you're sorry. And actions speak louder than words, so words can't always fix everything. And then if it's too late for actions, then the relationship is no good anymore. So I want you to think about this. Okay, this is an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. This is temporary. Something going. I'm getting there's something going on right now, and you're not too happy about it. But I just want you to be cognizant of it, and instead of taking the anger and going, you know, it's my mind, it's my identity, it's my ego, you know, and I want you to really, really think about that. Don't let others see you as a part of society. That's incredibly, incredibly arrogant. That's why I said the key word is humility, grounding yourself to see things and from another perspective, how other people think, and also consider ontological humility when working with others in a work environment, and whether it's your children, try to see things from their perspective too, your wife's perspective, your parents' perspective, your partner's perspective, your friend's perspective, and reflect that, bounce it off of you, and then try to take that in and heal that and move forward and come to a balance where there's equity, mutual assent, and a meeting of the minds. And a workout. Okay. Next card you have. Okay, you have this that we just went over. I'm sorry. You have this that we just went over. We just went on all of that. Your you know, your mind, sorry, your mind and identity, ego, the heart. Hey, your next card. I don't know what's going on here, air signs. Your next card is the Ten of Wands. Okay. So now let's go over here. We have the three of Swords that we just discussed, and then we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, the Ten of Wands is really, it's not a terrible card, but it's not an easy card. It tells me, the Ten of Wands is telling me that you are really, really, really carrying a huge burden. A huge burden. Are you the breadwinner? Are you the only breadwinner in the family? Is it taking a toll? Is this burden taking a toll on you? You're walking up the hill with all this monkeys on your back. Mm. All this that we just talked about with your your mind, your identity, the ego, bringing yourself down, humility, ontological humility, seeing others so you don't hurt yourself, you don't hurt others. There's no delay, there's no loss, there's no betrayal, there's no backstabbing, there's only healing, but you need to communicate with one another, have mutual assent, ontological humility for others, see things from others' perspective. Because right now, all this thinking and worrying that you're doing here is going here, and you're carrying a lot of monkeys on your back, okay? That's that's the Ten of Wands. Okay. So with that said, sorry, trying to get this in the middle here. With that said, the Ten of Wands is not an easy card to have. Okay, so you're just carrying this load. I'm getting a sense of, not all of you, but I'm getting a sense with this card. Many, you have a lot of commitments. You might be a single parent, you might be a single parent. You might not have enough time. You might not have enough money. You're overwhelmed. Bills. You're the only sole provider. You've got a lot of this this stress going on here. You're carrying too much of a burden. You need to take some of these things that we talked about, heal from it, and take some of these burdens off your back in order for you to be able to walk up that mountain with strength and get your strength back. Take your strength back. Take it back. Take some time. Take some heal from this, and take some time for yourself. Take all this, heal from it, and then take these wands off your back, and you'll be able to move better, feel better, heal better. You need to pick up and choose. Okay, you need to take from this card and choose what's good for you and what's not good for you. If it no longer serves you, let it the fuck go. If it's toxic, let it go. If it no longer serves you, let it go. If it's painful, if it's hurtful, let it go. Just let it go, man. You don't need to take this that we just talked about with other people. If they're not willing to heal with you, if they're not willing to work with you, if you're willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, have humility, talk with them, work with them, so that you heal your heart, you heal their heart. It's not worth it for you to carry the burden anymore. Take some of these monkeys, these monkeys off your back, put your sticks down, and set aside what is no longer good for you, and decide what is vital for you, for your heart, your mind, your soul, and your body, to have good health, good wealth, good happiness, and a good life. The next card we have is being humdrum. Hold on, I have somebody at my door. I should have left the door unlocked. Sorry about that, guys. But this is being humdrum. This is a good thing. So you have this, and you're letting all the monkeys off your back here, right? We talked about that. Oops, the other way around. I'm sorry. We're letting all the monkeys off your back here. So once we let these, once we let this off your back here, and you're laying down the stuff that's toxic, that no longer serves you, right? This stuff is toxic. It's not only you, it's the other people that you're working with. You don't want loss, you don't want betrayal, you don't want a situation that's going to hurt your heart, hurt your first house, how people others see you, how you show up in society, how you show up in making connections with others. You need to take them, like I said, if it no longer serves you and you've tried to work it out, and I mean really, really tried, get rid of it. You don't need to be carrying these burdens. Get rid of what no longer serves you. You need to keep what's vital for you, for your heart, your mind, your soul, your health, your well-being, being someone who can be happy. You want to get up and man, you want to get up. You don't want this to become all these burdens every day. The older you get, the harder the burdens are because you can't take them off once it's too late. If they or the situation no longer serve you and it's toxic, you need to get rid of the burden. You need to pick and pick and choose what no longer serves you, get it off, get rid of it, and set it aside and figure out what's vital for you. I'm gonna say once you get rid of these burdens and these monkeys off your back, these wands off your back, all this burden you're carrying, especially if you're a single parent, especially if you're the breadwinner and you have a big family, that is not easy. Or if you're carrying a big burden because there's just a lot of bills now and the economy is bad and you know things are changing, laws are changing, people are getting laid off, people are losing their job, tariffs are coming up, so a lot is going on in society as well. So let's carry. It really is. But you have a good card here because, oops, you have, nope, picked it up wrong. That's where it was facing me. You have being humdrum. You have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is like, oh, I'm going to sit down today and I'm going to play with my friend and I'm going to have a cup of tea and we're going to sit and we're going to talk about everything that's going on in our lives. and we're just going to be humdrum. The thing with this is when you get rid of this and you take these monkeys off your back, I can see where you are going to be humdrum. You are going to be humdrum. But one thing I want to say about this card, once you get these this off your back, this all this off your back here, okay? Once you get these off your back and you're not carrying a burden and you get rid of all this toxic environment within yourself, within others, and you balance your life out, balance who you're supposed to be with, get rid of what no longer serves you, who no longer serves you, what you don't want in your life, how you want to be happy, what is no good for you and needs to be vital for you to have a happy life, a peaceful life, a successful life, good health, good career, good family life. Family can, again, it doesn't have to be family, marriage. It could be friends. It could be your roommate. It could be whoever your family is, wherever you are. You will be humdrum. The one thing I want you to remind you, besides these two cards here, once this is up, because I feel this, like I said to you earlier, this is this is seems temporary. Going to balance out. You're going to you're carrying a burden because of all that. You're going to get rid of those burdens. You're going to figure out what's vital to you. You're going to get rid of all that nonsense. You're going to move forward. You're going to learn how to heal, meditate, spend time with yourself, take a walk in nature, ground yourself, put your feet in the grass, feel the earth, listen to the birds, sit outside. You don't even have to go anywhere. Just sit outside on a bench. Listen to the birds, listen to nature. Get away from the traffic. Get away, go in your room, listen to ambient music, excuse me. You know, listen to something that's kind and playful, piano music. Maybe you like cooking. Do cook something nice in silence, or put on some soothing music and cook something nice and 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 comfortable. When you get to this part and you are humdrum, though, here's the thing: with you being humdrum, I want you to think about what what do you want to do with yourself once you get rid of all those monkeys on your back, right? I want you to it's happy memory. I want you to think about the happy memories. That's what's part of this card. Thinking about happy memories, old friends, beautiful memories that you made with your old friends. Things that are going to make you laugh and heal again. Things that are going to make you feel so great that you like. Oh, maybe we need to have a barbecue. Maybe you need to come over. Bring the kids over. Bring your wife over. We'll relax. We'll sit outside. We'll sit by the pool. We'll put we'll walk, we'll go for a walk. Maybe you get up in the morning and you just want to go for a run. You want to go for a jog. Maybe you'll go to a family or a high school reunion or a college reunion, and you'll meet up with old friends after you get rid of all the toxic things in your life, and you'll meet up with old friends and go to a college reunion or a high school reunion, and you'll meet other people, and you'll move on from that, and you move on to a whole. You'll level up, and you move on from all that toxicity and all the hurt and nonsense and the head games and the identity bull crap and look at me, the ego crap. And you move on from that and you have the humdrum environment, which I have as your final card. Awesome. And you believe in yourself again. You believe in being happy again. You believe in being successful again. You believe in all the beautiful things of having friends and family and being more involved and not being work. Come home, rush. Go to bed, wake up, go to work, go to work. All that. The circle. You need to take a break. Okay, air signs. I'm loving this card. I am. I am. I'm loving it. I want you to take a look at these cards that we just talked about because this is what's coming at the end. When you get rid of all this, where my pinky is, You get rid of all that, you get rid of those burdens, you're going to have the reunions, the friends, the old memories, getting together, meeting new people, letting people in. Remember what it was like to actually sit down and have a few laughs and not be so. I want to call it the mice wheel or the mouse wheel. We're just going, and you have none of this. No friends, no family, you're not hanging out. All you're doing is carrying around the burden and, carrying around, like carrying a big tree on your back. Who the hell wants that for the rest of their lives? You got to cut some stuff out and find out what's important to you and what's not important to you anymore. And I need you to also get rid of how you may be hurting yourself by being around others that might be toxic for you, not being in your mind, not being in your identity, not being in your ego, and not having anybody else do that. And don't let anybody in to hurt your heart, and don't let it hurt anybody else's heart. I want you to take the time out and figure out why things are like that and what you're going to do to change that. And with this friends coming up at the end here, and finally to getting rid of the burdens, the big tree on the back that you're carrying up the hill. Look, there's a castle up on the hill here. He's carrying all these burdens to get to this castle. Is it, and I'm going to say this, is all this toxic stuff that you're going through, whether it's family, friends, wife, I'm not pointing any fingers, family, are you single parent, are you the sole provider? And yes, he's carrying all these burdens, or he or she, to get to this to get to this castle, to get to the Quan, to get to the money, to get to all the things that they want. But how much worth it is it really when you're breaking your back and you don't have any of this? No friends, no reunions. You don't have time for friends and reunions and family gatherings and being home humdrum, walking in nature, grounding with yourself, being in your garden, listening to the sounds of the world around you without having all of that angst and all that stress and all that pressure and all that not being able to be yourself in your own environment. And that's your soul, heart, mind, ego, and identity environment too, not just the way you see yourself. And I'm not talking physically in the mirror, I'm talking intrinsically inside. Who are you? What do you want? I know you don't want this. You don't be carrying this for the rest of your life. Because by the time you get up to the freaking castle, you're not going to want it because you're too tired. You're not going to be able to enjoy it. And most people work like that. And then you know what happens? By the time they retire, when they're 67, 68, they stop working and then they drop dead because they didn't enjoy any of this castle because they were too busy doing this and too busy getting that. I want to see more of this, air signs. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Love you much. I'm going to pull a clarifier for this card, for this happy card. Pull a clarifier. I'm going to use my mini, and I have this. I have it protective by my obsidian stone. It protects the stone that has a lot of protection. And in there, and I like to put that in there. I've got the mini Rider Waite deck for clarifier for you, air signs. And what I'm getting is, oh my gosh. Apparently, we're done. So I'm going to pull this off and see what we come up with. See what falls out. I'm sure it's going to be great. Oh, this one's coming out. Oh, look at this shit. That one came out, was falling out the bottom. All right. Yes, 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 yes. We got the sun, the moon. Not the sun, the moon, but we got the sun up there. The moon. The moon. The moon is a very, very powerful, powerful agent here. And it's telling me to tell you, you control your intuitive. Some of you are very intuitive, especially I noticed that a lot of Libras and Geminis are intuitive. Aquarius, you're really good with people. You're great. You make a great mayor. You're good with people. You're good with others. Good communicator, and you're you're good at talking, litigation, all that stuff, hearing people out, voicing your opinion. Libra and Gemini, you have that instinct in you, and this is an instinctual card, an intuition card for you know for many signs, but mostly this card, the moon, represents intuition, abilities to have insight. Okay, the ability to have insight is great. And what I want you to do is when you have this card and the yep, and you have the moon coming afterwards, I want you to realize that you need to put this all moon. That's another thing too. The moon also not only having insight to what you want to do here and how you want to have friends and how you will picture it in your mind, manifest it, right? Come on, you're great. You guys are great at that. Sure, yes, you are. And put protection behind you and your families. Okay, you and your family, and using that intuition, using that little bit of that psychic spidery sense that you air signs have. Put it to good use. Protect yourself. Make sure you get yourself to this point, so you're not working like this to get to the castle, because you're going to be on burnout, and you don't want any more toxicity in in yourself and your family with others and how they see you and how they connect you in society. Get rid of what no longer serves you, so you don't have this burden. By the time you get up to the castle, if you're carrying this burden, by the time you're ready to retire, the castle's not going to be worth anything because you can't enjoy it unless you have a little bit of this and you use your intuition and your 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 psychic spidey senses to figure out after all you've been through, okay, here with everything going on that we just discussed in the past year or so. I'm getting that. To protect yourself, to move on, to having these friends, these reunions, getting close to nature, having these rewards of being more a part of what you find to be pleasurable personally, to make yourself happy both inside and out, and have a better life for you, because like they say, your health is in your wealth. But if you're miserable and you're cranky all the time, who wants to hang around with Oscar the Grouch? Or do you want to hang around with Snoopy, who's just like, and all happy and riding on his doghouse, going everywhere and having all these great adventures, right? Okay, well that's it, air signs. You guys are so wonderful. By the way, I'm a Gemini rising, so I have to take some of this into consideration as well. I had a great time today with you, air signs. Blessed be, merry we meet and merry we part. I will see you next time. Next time I have a reading will be July 10th when we have the full moon in Capricorn. Have a great weekend and be safe. Bye bye.